Hey, this is Lorena and I wanted to do a work day with you. But this work day has a blend of a couple days, but this work day kind of ended up in a mess. And I thought maybe you'd like to hear about it. Ugh, life. Quilt number 2. Gotta trim some quilts. I'm on row 2. And look how beautiful the back looks. She wanted like waves. So this is the pattern. What I'm trying to make sure is that the next row hooks into this right there. So let's examine Lorena's mess. Batting mountain. Paperwork and project stuff. She's making herself comfortable down there. She hasn't been here, or hasn't been here because I had a family member that worked from home. They don't live here no more. And so, I guess she came back to me. Let's look at how beautiful this quilt is. Look, she's pretty. She's so pretty, so pretty. I love these quilts. Ain't that the neatest quilt ever? Do you see all the petals? I think this is so pretty. So pretty. That is such a beautiful quilt. Come on, Mama. I'm gonna turn everything off because I'm tired. This is how easy it is. I'm gonna put her up here and I'm gonna put a new quilt on. Get that new quilt ready. I trimmed 3 quilts after I trimmed this one. Put made and put binding on. Girl, I'm on a roll. I'm on a roll. And I'm gonna trim this one right now. Get her ready for her mommy. And then take pictures of her. She wants me to bind one of her quilts, and then she wants me not to bind one of her quilts. I'm just gonna trim this one for her so she's ready to be bound. And my treat after I work is I go to Sonic and get myself, something Palmer. I wanted to share that when you're working for clients, you have to be really flexible. Yeah, flexible. Very flexible, and a bit of a mild-tempered person, because sometimes things just don't go the way you thought they should go, or you make a mistake and you want your client to be mild-tempered with you, or your client makes a mistake with you, and that's what happened with me. You need to be gracious and mild-tempered with your client. I'm working on this quilt. She's beautiful. And I have a mess there. And I'm just prepping everything, okay? So that's where we're at. Come on. I don't know what's going on with my camera. So I'm gonna stitch down this next row. And then this is Minky, the bubble Minky. What ended up happening is this is a new client. She had made several appointments and canceled, and that just happens. Life happens to all of us. And what ended up happening is she sent me just a panel of fabric and asked me to make 2 quilts with it. well, with her instructions, sometimes it's hard to understand what she really wants. So I ended up calling her and asking her specifically what she wanted. One of the things that she wanted like a furry minky fabric on the back of the quilt. And she also wanted somewhere on the fabric the name embroidered on the quilt that I was creating. This is a little bit different than what I normally do. Usually people bring me quilt tops with back fabric and batting and I'm just doing the quilting, or some people just bring me the item and I'm embroidering it. This had a mixture of both, but on top of it she asked me if I would go buy the fabric. Now it's really hard when you're buying fabric for a client because you're trying your best to give your client what they want, but sometimes they don't even know what they want and it could be a mess. One of the mess ups is that the fabric that I picked, when I took pictures of it, the picture wasn't true to color. So the fabric needed to be like a bright orange, and in the picture it looked like a red orange. And so the client, after I purchased the fabric, started questioning me, and yeah. We ended up having that resolved and everything worked out. So when you're working on this kind of fabric, don't overstretch. You do need to stretch, but not overstretch, so it's a light hand when you're pulling. And she's quilting beautiful. I ran out of bobbin thread, okay? Usually I wind a whole bunch of bobbins, but when you don't plan well, I had to take this off the spool, put her on my winder, thread her through. Come on, do another bobbin right there, pop her in, get her round. I also was winding this one. I only did 3 of this one, and I'm doing kind of the same size quilt, so I did an extra one. Wait for it to wind, which this is a time waster. Why? I'm annoyed with myself. Unthread her from the spool now. Rethread her on the long arm. Stupid. Yep. Retie a knot. You see that? Don't forget the bobbin I need. Feed her through. I'm also wasting thread. Now I need to put her in the eye of the needle. Let's see if I can do it with one hand. Come on, needle up. Oh, I did it with one hand. I'm a professional. Now I need to go find the bobbin. Oh yeah, she's where I left her, right there. Thread the bobbin. It's not funny. I hate stuff like this. That's why sometimes I wind more bobbins than I need. Threaded the bobbin right there. Put the bobbin in her spot. Refined placement. So let me go back. It kind of sucks when you do mistakes like that because it's like wasting time. Either way, you're getting it done right. I hate it. So this is the quilt. I finished it. It's just a plain piece of fabric that my client asked me to embroider. Look how beautiful. This is a minky from Joann's. If you don't pull too tight, which you don't want to, it kind of lofts in a little bit, which gives it some really beautiful texture. Oh, that loftiness. What ended up happening is I was finished with the job. I was so excited because this client not only asked me to go purchase the back fabric, and we had that confusion on the coloring, she also asked me to bind the quilt and embroider the front panel. So it was a lot. So finally I got done with the job and she told me I did it wrong. I put the wrong color in the wrong spot. It sucks. So I just put the back on this quilt. So I'm gonna put her with this client here. And what happened is My clients are asking me to embroider their quilts. For example, I'm doing a purple one with this on it. I don't know if you can see the embroidery right here. And so it's kind of like a process because I can't just come up here and quilt it. I have to embroider it and get that before I quilt it. But this is ready to be quilted because it has the name on it. I have almost finished this quilt. I am on the last row, and yeah, good day. Now I wanted to panic. I want to panic. I wanted to panic. The good thing is I had all her text saved. I had all her notes saved. I had everything that she asked me saved, and the blessing is that she texts me what name she wanted on what color. Now, if it would have been by phone, it's kind of harder to prove that I'm right or she's wrong because you can't, I don't record phone calls, okay? But the blessing is that I did have a text of what she wanted. I literally, before I was told that I did it wrong, took a deep breath, got ready to go buy more fabric and requilt it for her. Wanted to go into a tailspin panic, but I decided to just see what happened. Sometimes you have to be peaceful. Sometimes you're gonna have to not respond quickly. And sometimes if it's your mistake, you're gonna have to eat it. And sometimes when it's a client's mistake and they're talking to you in such a way, sometimes they can talk to you in a way that you don't respond in a negative way. So the blessing is that I did look at the text and I look at the picture of my work and I realized that I didn't make the mistake that the client texted me wrong. After I took a picture of her text, she kind of realized that she made the mistake, and that kind of saved me. You want the meat to be taut, but you still want it bouncy. I'm waiting for the quilt to finish. So what do I do? 3 quilts. Ow, I just popped my knee. Come on, focus. Sorry. I don't know why that happens. I just finished quilt number 3. Today's a good day. Now I'm not done with it because this client asked me to bind it for her, so I need to make binding for this quilt and the other orange one, and then I'm completely done with this job. Then instead of sitting around, I should have been working and putting leaders on this one, but I'm not on my game today. It's just, gosh. Okay. Now, I think it was very discouraging. I was charging her quite a bit of money for these 2 quilts that I was doing for her. And I told her that I was willing to do anything I could to fix it. I wanted her happy. I think if you want your clients to be happy and that's what matters to you, the bottom dollar doesn't matter as much, even though you have worked for that bottom dollar. So I told her that I could embroider another panel on both colors and put a patch on the quilt. And that's how I resolved the situation. Now, because I did it and I didn't charge her, she asked me, are you charging me more? And she's expecting. And I said, no, don't worry about it. Even though this is her mistake, you know, I'm going to be gracious to her. I've had some wonderful clients I've made mistakes, and they were so gracious to still want to pay me. And so I want to offer that same grace and kindness back to them. The blessing is no matter what, she still gave me a tip. You have to be kind. You have to just not take it personal. Understand that they're investing a lot of money in the work and they want it done right. When she texted me, she felt upset. I could feel her upset with me. But when I said, I'm sorry, this is what you text me, I'm trying to give you what you want, I think she was embarrassed to the point she's like, don't fix it, just leave it the way it is. And I was like, no, I want you to be happy. And I think I'm gonna have this client for a long time. And she's real sweet, she's real nice. And I wanted her not to say that she'd take it and be grumbling in her heart because she has something that she doesn't want, but to have something and her be happy with it. That, you know, that's what matters. We're here to serve. This is a service kind of company. We want to serve others and serve them well, because we want the same back when we are paying someone to do work for us. All right, I love you in the Lord, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.